Many Americans are intimidated by mathematics. Most students avoid classes in anything beyond simple arithmetic and basic algebra. But this fear represents a loss for our society because mathematics is an abstract system of thought that underlies most scientific and philosophical inquiry. It has been and remains today at the heart of humankind's search for understanding and truth. Not all who study math, however, learn to think. How can the connection be made? Well, in New York City's Bronx High School of Science, one math teacher has developed an approach that uses the process of teaching itself to teach students to think.
Can anybody tell us why we're using the theorem congruence of segments is reflexive instead of the reflexive axiom of equality? For us,
at the Bronx High School of Science in New York City, students rarely listen to their teacher. In Judy Engel's sequential math class, students ask the questions and conduct class.
In math, I'm not too sure if any other teachers do. If they do, well, then math is getting better in the way that they're teaching it to kids. Because before, I think some kids didn't like it because, you know, they were just told this is the way to do it. Then they did it, and they didn't really understand why.
I think the main thing is asking the right questions. It's helped me a lot, because instead of just doing the homework and looking at a problem and saying, oh my God, I don't understand it at all, I say, wait a second, how does one thing relate to another? How can I use the principles we learned in class? Why did she assign this problem?
Please draw an isosceles triangle and label the parts that are indicated in the problem. It's really training kids to be teachers, and that's what these kids are learning, how to use the Socratic method in questioning.
We were asked in this problem to find the inverse of the element 2. And what do we first have to know before we can even start to get the inverse?
They like to ask tough questions. They really do, because then they feel that this shows the teacher they have a high comprehension of the work, and then the better students in the class are challenged, and if there are errors, more students enter into the discussion of the problem. These two angles right here, what can you say about these two angles?
Judy Engel has been using the students questioning students method for several years.
When you don't understand something, think, what kind of question can I ask so that when it's answered, I can understand the principle better?
Well, I think it's good because it gives us practice of speaking to like a crowd, and especially your peers.
Describe to us how you can find the base angles. James?
It's not only teaching mathematics, but it's seeing these kids develop personally and socially. Life is about people, I feel, and life is about relating to other people. And these kids are learning how to be more sociable.
Everybody's involved, and they feel like I'm doing something here. I'm not just sitting getting taught, I'm actually participating.
Grade the first one, please. Select a partner.
Judy Engel is a mathematics teacher at the Bronx High School of Science.
Sean, come up with the second, please. You may select a partner to work with. I love my subject, mathematics, but that's not my major focus for my students. I would rather take more time to have students interact with each other than to quickly go over problems and cover many problems per lesson without the active involvement of the students.
Okay,
I feel that students can teach each other, and I feel that students, that more confidence on the part of teachers must be placed in students, that we need to have faith in our students.
That in a true conditional, if the...
Judy Engel uses a technique in her classroom called SQS, students questioning students.
It would also be false. That's correct. So how can we conclude that not R is true?
From a menu of 5 sandwiches and 5 beverages, how many different lunches consisting of 2 different sandwiches and 1 beverages can be selected?
About SQS, It's a technique to invite students' involvement, and the students learn to care about each other. They're not only interested in their learning a particular topic, but they would like to know that their friends are also learning. It's a cooperative spirit. We're in this together. We're on a team. As far as the academic part of SQS, the students are becoming better thinkers and are talking about how they arrive at answers and how they even arrive at wrong answers, which often help the learning process.
Consisting of 2 different sandwiches and 1 beverage is 50.
Can somebody please tell us how we form a contrapositive?
To form a contrapositive, to form a contrapositive, we take the inverse of the converse or the converse of the inverse.
Okay, thank you. And can somebody state the answer in a complete sentence?
The logically equivalent statement of if Jeff passes math, then he will be happy is the contrapositive, which is if Jeff is not happy, then he will not pass math.
Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. The buttons are here, the SQS buttons you will receive on Monday. You really did beautifully.